sounds like is you get out of the military and then the real fight begins with the MS.
I don't wish this disease on my worst enemy because the problem with MS is that it's so silent, right? It's like a silent autoimmune disease. It's autoimmune, so it affects your neurological stuff. So I wasn't like automatically diagnosed. Okay, oh wow, you got multiple sclerosis. So it was a process to go along to get to that final diagnosis. So all the year of 2017. So I could say probably about maybe beginning of the year. I remember the first symptom I ever had. Well, I was just sitting down like this at a desk, and I was doing, excuse me, I was doing some type of work or something like that, on the computer, and all of a sudden I got this tremor on my arm. I don't know what it was, but it made me stiff up like this.
Yeah.
And it just happened just like that. And I'm like, what was that? What in the world? I wasn't, now let's go back to the day. So that happened. And then I would have those little, I call them tremors. Uh, at the time I was calling them like tremors or shakes or whatever. And I kept having, you know,
Hmm.
until one day, this is a few months later. One day I was driving and I had that same tremor.
Wow.
I was driving in LA, in LA traffic on the 210 freeway. I will never forget. I was on the 210 freeway going east, and I just had a tremor in but this time it affected my leg, my whole right side had locked up. So now, but I could see
Uh-huh.
what I'm doing, but I couldn't control my body. So now I got left leg, left arm on steering wheel, trying not to have a wreck, trembling on my right side, put my left foot on the brake area and slowed myself down while I'm trembling and driving at the same time, looking to the side to see if I could get over. And I happened to pull myself over to the medium and stop the car with my left leg.
Wow.
Ain't nobody but God.
That's a terrifying story. Yeah.
Um, that happened.
Yeah.
I wish somebody was in the car with me. The only person that was in the car with me but God. I'm telling you, because this is traffic zooming. We zooming. And you don't know if you ever been to California, but you're moving. And I was able to control the car with my left arm, my left foot, still had the shaking at the same time, looking, and got myself over to the left, to the medium, to the right side, and stopped the car, and then finished. It lasted longer than what it normally would last,
Yeah.
and it affected me more. And it would hurt me. So now here I am. I stopped. I put the car in park, and I'm just sitting there like, what was that? Like I gotta go to the hospital. I gotta go. I gotta go. If I don't go to the hospital, this is gonna keep getting worse and worse. And it kept getting worse. So
Hmm.
that was the worst one. So I put the car back in drive and drove myself slowly to the VA hospital in Long Beach, which was kind of like a drive because driving in LA traffic
Hmm.
is not like, okay, it's 15 minutes away, right? But it's 15 miles away, but that 15 miles gonna take you about 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's crazy out there. So I drove myself to Long Beach, and I go right to the emergency room. And then I tell this lady, I said, it was something, I don't know what happened. I had tremors and shakes, and I said my chest was palpitating. As soon as I said my chest, boom, they shot me to the back. They was like, oh, he having cardiac arrest or whatever. As soon as I said something with my chest,
Uh-huh.
they they was like, oh, this is serious. So they took me to the back, hooked me up to all these machines. I did every test known to man, the EKG, EEG, MRI. I mean, all the syllables, I did them all. I did every last one of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, and now here it is. Okay, I'm in the hospital. They like I'm in there. So now here it is. A day later, my EKG came back clear, and then the next day, my EEG, I think it's EEG or something like that, that
Hmm.
came back clear. So so I'm in the hospital for a week now. Yeah, because your test results don't just come right back. They have
Right.
to. It takes a minute. So when I finally got my other test, my MRI, they said they put it up on the thing. I'm in the bed in a hospital bed, and I'm eating this nasty hospital food. you know, and they was like, "Well, um, we see these spots on your brain." It was spots. They said they called them spots. So the
Hmm.
doctor telling me that, calling them a spot. So now I'm like, okay, what? Okay, give me some medication. What are we gonna do about that? I'm fine. I'm fine because I haven't had nothing. Nothing that happened to me. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Let me go. So he was like, well, we're gonna run some more tests, get your blood, and see, they what doctors do. Okay.
Hmm.
So here it is now. The next day come around, and the nurse come in, and I'm like, okay, I've been here for a little bit over a week. I'm ready to go. And ladies like, well, the doctor hasn't released you yet. I was like, then what I got to do be released?
Right.
Like, so if you want to be released on your own, that's on you. I said, oh, I can be released because I'm thinking like they not letting me go. I'm thinking like I'm
Hmm.
in jail or something like that. And I was like, no, you can be released, but you got to sign a waiver. I said, well, bring me that waiver. Let's go. I'm
Yep.
ready to go. Because y'all ain't figured this out. Y'all wasting my time because I had things to do. I was doing stuff. I was shaking. I was moving. I was
Hmm.
doing life. I'm out the military. I'm not held down to nobody no more. So I was frustrated, and then I ended up signing myself to be released. So they released me. I walked out of there finally happy, got up out of my car. My car was still there, I got in my car and took off. So now that happened. So then, fast forward, maybe a month or so later, I wake up just on a normal wake up. Now my vision is impaired, man. Because see, the thing with MS is that, like, okay, MS is like this. I'm showing you signs that I'm here,
Uh-huh.
but if you don't go treat me, now I'm finna tear you up. And see, I wasn't treating it
Yeah.
because nobody was telling me that I had it. The doctors, I was there for over a week. They didn't tell me you got multiple sclerosis. No, they didn't tell me. Now here I am, I wasted a whole week or so of my life laying in a hospital bed, and I'm like, y'all got to tell me something,
So
you
Chris,
know?
at this time, what are you thinking? Are you thinking that you did have a heart attack? Are you thinking those spots on your brain are, CTE from the military? What are you kind of thinking at this point?
I'm thinking, man, what is wrong with me? What is wrong? I mean, I couldn't, I couldn't even think. Like, I mean, I'm a perfectly healthy human being. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I eat right. I've been bodybuilding since 2007 while I was in the military.
Yeah.
So I started bodybuilding in 2007. So here I am. I'm a freak, like I'm not average. So,
Yeah.
okay. So why is this happening to me? Now, like I said, on the wake up, when I wake up, my vision is off. But if I put one hand over my right eye, everything affected my right side.
Hmm.
So when I put my right hand on my right eye, I can see with my left. I can see straight. But if I do this, I saw two of you.
Okay.
Well, I saw two. So I was like, what is going on? I'm rubbing my eye, putting water on my face, thinking that's going to make it better. Just stupid, So here I am again. I said, let me get myself, I'm going to drive myself back to Long Beach, LA. So I drove back like this. One hand
Wow.
on, one hand. I'm just true story. I drove back just like this, man. I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I drove back, one hand on my eye, because I could do everything by myself. I'm Superman. I don't need nobody. I do everything on my own. Which when we get into the head of forward in the story, you'll see why I married my wife. So, but yeah, I drove because I wasn't married with her then. We was not married then. I was still single, living life, enjoying life. And once I finally got back to the hospital, I go to the neurologist, the clinic again, and talked to this Asian lady, man. I wish I knew her name, man. I wish I could remember her name. But she tells me, she's an older Asian lady. And she said, I'll tell her my symptoms. I came to the hospital. She started pulling up my file and seeing everything. She said, oh, you was here a month ago, couple months ago. Look, she looked at everything, and then she pulled up my MRI, my old MRI from the
Mm-hmm.
previous. And she said, you know what? I think you might got MS.